Welcome back, eSports Report, Mr. X Benson.
New England. No?
No.
Damn. I just thought of it. I was just like, is it?
You were so confident.
Where is it? Where is New England?
You were so confident. You were Massachusetts.
Massachusetts?
Yeah.
Did I name that already? Just gonna write Massachusetts down real quick.
There you go. Anyway, Quickscope, you guys know how it works. Hashtag Quickscope Ben, hashtag Quickscope Matt. Vote which opinion you agree with.
Probably gonna lose today pretty drastically.
Would not be shocked. Question number 1. With how important online play is now, is a team house needed to stay at the top?
See, this is interesting because we actually have differing opinions on this.
Right.
Because I think it does and you actually think it doesn't.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna argue, yes, I had experience living in a team house. Internet is extremely important. Internet OP in a team house. See it with, like, pretty much every team house ever. Like, it's just powerful, powerful internet. You should not be losing inside a team house. Plus, if you utilize a team house properly, you can strategize, you can build friendship, you can make, teammates better. If you ever have issues, you can solve them right there, right then, rather than online. Like, if we're playing online,
yeah,
and like you're messing around, it's like, okay, I'm in a Skype call or I'm on Mumble or whatever. I'm like, yo, like, concentrate. I don't know what you're gonna do. If we're in the same house and you're like messing around, I just go into the next door. I'm like, yo, Matt, like, let's play.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of team houses. Never have been.
How come?
It was a huge thing when we were with Cole, EG, house. None of us wanted it.
Really?
We thought it was a good idea not to do it. Your teammates, you're not supposed to live with each other. Mm-hmm. You get on, you play a video game, you go back to your normal life. I'm really big supporter, kind of like my whole thing is if you're happy outside of games and you can get along with the people you're playing with, you'll play good. You need to have like a healthy life overall. I felt the team house kind of makes it way too much like business teamish, like obviously like teamish, but like family. I don't know. I just wasn't a fan of it. Like, the vibes it kind of gave off. You kind of lose your real friends, like lose some of your personal life. I was not a fan of that.
I mean, to a degree, I think honestly the main reason right now is just internet.
I mean, teams we see now, they get team houses and they really, they play a little bit better, but they don't last long. They always end up fighting.
How many of the NBA players are in the house?
None.
Saints not in the house? No?
I think so.
That's weird.
Yeah. I always think like teams where people live in the house together, it always ends up like breaking up or something happens. Like,
yeah, I win.
I win.
I'm surprised they actually won one. Woohoo! All right, second question to Matt. TCM yesterday announced they have added Madcat to their roster, and he will move to the USA. Is this the most shocking roster move in Advanced Warfare?
Or is this/will this be?
I mean, it's just, is this? The roster has been...
Well, I'm saying, like, going forward in Advanced Warfare, is this going to be the most shocking move we see?
Pick one. Is this or will it be? Let's say is this, because we can't really predict the future.
Trying to think. Like, I think right now it is, from the standpoint that we don't know what's going on. We just know Mad Cat is coming. He's going to play. Right. We don't know anything else. I think that is where, like, the shock is. It's like, okay, like, obviously somebody needs to leave. Will it be? I don't think so. I think we'll see something, like, weirder happen throughout the lifespan of AW.
I'm going to say it isn't. Nature retiring is. I think everyone kind of thought that it was a possibility, but no one really expected it to happen. That was one of the ones that I was like thinking too. It's like no one really you knew it was a possibility, right? You'd heard people talk about it, but no one actually expected him to retire. It was just like, oh yeah, like Nate's gonna be playing for ages, and like there was a lot of worry as well. Like when he retired, everyone was like, oh well, like what people gonna do now? Like Optic, what are they gonna do? Like how's the brand? How the fans? What's gonna happen to that? I think that was a pretty shocking roster announcement that he was gonna retire, and then obviously, you pick up Karma, and it's like, well, you just made very, very talented squad of players. And with X Games coming up, Optic won the first one. People thinking, are Optic going to win the second X Games? There's a massive possibility of that. But like going to the Mad Cat thing, it's like I don't find it too shocking because you look at you didn't expect TCM to make a team change, right? Because they're all in America.
Right.
It's logistically
you didn't
tough.
see that coming.
Right.
And
but Mad Cat's already been in the US once.
Right.
So it's like.
But my whole thing is you don't know what's going on. That they have.
I mean, to a degree, yeah.
They have 4 players here. They picking up Mad Cat. He's coming to the US. Nothing's been kind of.
I mean, they're all flying back to play Gfinity.
Right.
So one of them is just going to stay.
It's just not coming back.
Right.
Right. Which is kind of shock.
Right. kind of weird. I don't know. I just think Nate retiring had a massive impact on. Like, this isn't going to have an impact on the community. This is just like wow. Yeah. Whereas Nate retiring was like, like, whoa.
But you could.
What has happened?
Like, you knew it was going to happen eventually.
Did you really think it was going to happen on AW?
Yeah.
You thought it was going to happen on this game? I thought next game. I didn't think it was going to be on this game. I thought he was going to play this game through.
I didn't think so.
We'll wait to see which way it flicks. Wherever it flicks next.
I didn't think he was going to make it through AW, to be honest.
I really did. I don't know why. I thought he was just going to be able to make it through Advanced Warfare. And then maybe think about retiring at the end of this, because it's like retiring.
I think some other ones I would, if I didn't go with the Mad Cat one, I was actually going to go with Aches and Parasite teaming together. I don't think anyone would saw that. That's a little bit of a shock. Or even Jazoptic Nation with Swanee. Yeah, that was a really. I mean, I kind of had a feeling it would happen, but
see, I think we're seeing more Europeans come over and play like individually. Seeing Ewan, seeing all of TCM was kind of crazy, but that's not really a roster change. All right, so next
question number 3. This is a good one. Should the competitive game modes in Call of Duty going forward only be the game modes found in every game? So that's kind of saying. Like, we shouldn't play Blitz in competitive if it's just going to be in Ghosts and not in Advanced Warfare and Black Ops. So that's like saying...
So the issue with this, and this is the big issue with this question, we should really just debate this.
You want to just talk about this question overall?
Yeah, let's discuss the question.
First off, I'm going to just say, I think that if the game mode is not found in all of the titles, it should not be included in professional play.
The issue with that is the game changes every single year. So, for example, we wouldn't have had Uplink this year.
Yes. You're 100% correct.
Which means if you look at just the game modes, which have been consistent across the base, you got Team Deathmatch. Great. Domination. Well, that was so successful.
The issue is now they need to kind of get together and put 2 or 3 of the same modes in each game.
Right. Like, I feel... Because honestly, if we're going to continue with movement the way it is, Uplink's a staple. It needs to be in it. Hardpoint has to be in the game in every single game at this point. Not having hardpoint is just weird.
Because you look at it, and
it's search and destroy only, basically.
The games are. It's a new game every year. It's something a lot of other esports don't have to deal with.
Name an esports with Juz.
None. We're the only one.
Like, when you think about that,
which is a good and a bad thing. I think if you kept like the gameplay is kind of similar. Like, you can kind of say like
just new maps, basically.
Right. And I think the biggest issue of the last 2 to 3 years is like, okay, 1 year you tune in, you see Hardpoint, you see CTF, you see S&D. The next year, you're seeing people slide into portals, you're seeing Domination.
Right.
The next year, you're seeing
Hardpoint again.
A Hardpoint's back. Then you're seeing drones thrown into uplinks. And then what next year? Next year, you kind of get like Hardpoint, CTF, and S&D. There needs to be some kind of consistency.
Yeah, like you can't keep like every single year if you tune into World Championship and you're seeing different stuff, you're like, oh well,
what is this?
Like, I thought I was watching Call of Duty, I thought they played like these game modes, and now all of a sudden I'm watching these game modes. It doesn't really make sense, and that's really down to the 3 developers to just kind of come across and have that discussion as, all right, competitive COD, these are the game modes which are going to be in every single Call of Duty, which are going to be competitive. And let's say maybe 1 year a freak game mode comes out and everyone's like, yo, this could actually be really good. Then yeah,
it should be in the other ones.
You can maybe put it in and consider it being put in all the other games too.
Right. I think there needs to be like I'm even for the 3 standard game modes. Let's say it's CTF, S&D, and Hardpoint, and then every year the 4th game mode is like something different. Maybe it's uplink, maybe it's sabotage. You know what I mean?
As long as the game modes are done well, because I think everyone was so excited to have CTF. Like, if you go back to the very beginning, they announced CTF was back. Yeah. Everyone was so excited. Like, yeah, we got rid of Blitz. CTF's finally back. Then you play CTF on this game, and it isn't the same CTF that you're used to. So, like, that's a big thing as well, making sure the game modes are consistent. If they're not consistent, then it's like, well...
Right.
Like, now people want to see CTF taken out.
I bet you Black Ops 3 it'll be good, and then people want it back. Exactly. And then you can't have that type of change.
If 6 months ago we'd have tweeted like, oh, CTF's going to suck, people would have been like, you're delusional. Or like, let's not put CTF in. People would have been like, why? That's just stupid. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So it's very, very strange. It comes down to the developers being consistent in creating the games, essentially. Yes. And they need to come together. Or maybe it's an Activision thing. Maybe they need to just staple down and be like, all right, COD eSports, let's quit with the change because it creates fewer confusion.
Right.
And just
because then every year you would get the same kind of like great gameplay. You would get all new maps, some new tinkering to gameplay, but then it's the same modes. It's easy for people to understand, follow.
Right. I think that's the key because it's hard enough. The game is changing every year.
Right. It's a hard. Yeah, you're 100% right. Like it's hard enough. Like a new viewer for COD, every year you have to learn all the new guns, all the new maps, all new spawns, and then all new game modes. Yeah. It's like by the time you actually know what's going on, the next one's out.
Yeah.
So it's like
you consider the life cycle of COD. It's like after 6 months, you're already starting talking about the next game.
Right.
So it's like, really? Like I don't know. It's a very, very short lifespan, which is very, very tough in terms of esports. Yep. Anyway, next question: what has been the best series on LAN in AW so far? There's been a few epic ones.
There have been. Okay, so here's where we get super technical.
What happened to the big T attitude of we don't need the technicality in the rules?
Because I know you're going to be super technical.
I am. Okay.
Is a grand final that's 2 best of 5s, is it split into 2 different series or just 1 series?
We should keep it as 1 series, I think.
It should.
Okay.
I am debating between 2 series.
Which ones? Because I'm probably thinking of the same 2.
I am debating between FaZe Optic Gaming at Columbus Open. And I am debating between TR Denial, the 2nd series at Champs. The one with the right S&D there.
The exact same ones I'm thinking about right now. There's one other series which I could give an honorable mention to, but I think it deserves it, would be OGTK, where it goes all the way to a Game 5. Because those games were absolutely insane.
You know what? You know, I was going to say I was like Denial TR just because of Champs, but like the other one is like OG's first time with the new roster. It was good. Aches Crim. Aches Hand, first event of AW. It's like, does that outweigh?
You get to make the pick first.
I'm gonna say AW Columbus Open Grand Finals. I think
solid pick.
Just like the vibes in the room, like you needed to be in the room. Like you were casting it, so it was different.
Like
me and Maven were screaming like little kids in the 3rd row.
It was insane. Like when you hear like, it was the first time in like
people are chanting for Doug.
Right.
People are like,
you heard like the
room was 50-50. The room was 50-50.
Like, let's go FaZe. Like,
yeah.
And it was like after every round in S&D, like whoever won, the crowd would be chanting like let's go, like whoever won. And it was like, it was ridiculous. Like it was honestly one of the best.
The uplink. That was so many good games. I
actually want to go rewatch that because
we should one day. Dude, we should really watch it one day.
That was nasty.
I think you all forgot that series like already.
Oh, it was so good. It was so good. I'm gonna go with COD Champs because I feel like you have to. It was COD Champs. Some epic games. Epic games. I would say though, nothing that has happened in this game has beaten Black Ops 2 COD Champs final for me. And I don't know whether anything ever will. Which is kind of sad to say, but that final was just like so good that I think it's going to be so tough for somebody to beat it. Praying maybe Black Ops 3 gives us some.
Right, maybe we see something in Black Ops 3.
I feel like now, I think after X Games, I don't think we're going to see any kind of epic moments. Like any of those epic finals. I think X Games is going to be that one. Maybe we have an epic final.
Yeah.
But after that, it's like really.
Right.
I feel like that's when the Black Ops 3 hype really kind of kicks in.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
We'll see.
See, who wins this 50-50 currently? You're in the lead by a lot. And then I came back a little bit. I think those are really the 2 main series that kind of stick out for me so far.
I did really like Columbus, man. That was
a nasty series. I ended up winning that one.
Okay.
Here's an interesting one. Build the best team you can think of with gamer tags of all the players on it, beginning with the same letter.
I'm gonna need a pen for this one.
I have not thought this out. So now I'm going to think. Ooh.
No cheating. No cheating.
I'm just bringing up. Never mind.
No cheating. Dude, this isn't easy. Probably because I know I'm gonna forget a lot of players.
I'm like going through my brain of like all the players on different teams.
Right.
I got my team.
Has to be game of
I got my team.
Oh, fudge. Who have you got?
I got my team.
You can go first.
My team would be Scump, Slasher, Saints, and Slacked. That would be my 4. Scump, Slasher, Saints, and Slacked.
Dude, that's a good team. I had Sharp in my S's, but I don't know if I would pick him up. Let me think. There has to be 2 more. If I can think of 2 more players, I've won. Like I've 100% won. 100% won. No doubt in my mind.
With an S?
No, not with an S. With a C.
See, I was trying to do that as well.
Because you have Crim
and Clay.
Clay, and then it's like.
I had another good one.
Chino. Crim, Clay, Chino. Classic. There you go.
See, another one I was thinking of was.
Yes.
Apathy. Ooh, I had a. Damn, I can't change my team.
You already said it. So.
Why didn't any of us think of this team?
Hold on, wait. We'll talk about. I don't want you to say it just yet because people will be like, "Yo, he said this."
Yeah.
Team. Hold on. All right. So, to clarify, Scump, Slasher, Saints, and Slacked.
Yep.
That's actually a pretty good team.
That's a nasty team.
Actually, I think I don't know. Crim, Clay, Chino, and Classic. Now I'm looking. I didn't realize you had Slasher. Damn. Who's the A?
Slasher. Huh?
Who was the team that you had? The other one with A.
Eggs, Aqua, Apathy, Attach.
Oh, that's filthy. I think that one would be.
I said Eggs.
That's sick.
Eggs, Aqua, Apathy, and Attach. That would have been a 6 song. That's a 6 song, 6 team. Man, I don't even know what the hell's going on there. Ever since you started naming those states, I have no idea what's going on.
Video
I've completely lost my brain.
Video games. All right, next question. Has the level
the state of Chicago. Is New Orleans a state?
Shut up. Has the level of play at professional level increased or decreased in quality? Since when? Will be my NAW?
Over the last like month or 2.
The last month or 2?
I would say it's decreased.
Why?
I feel like we see a lot of like sloppy plays. I feel like we don't see a lot of teams like practice. Like we just see the same teams running into the same problems over and over again, and like with no willingness to like fix them.
It is weird, right?
It seems like it's just like dipped a bit. At least in my opinion.
I was gonna argue saying we see more games, thus it's increased, but I actually disagree with that, and I agree with you. I think it has kind of decreased because you see players playing.
It's so sloppy.
So like you'll see Money 8s, Pro League games, and 2K, 5K tournaments, maybe some GB tournaments. Very rarely you'll see like teams going
scrimming,
hard practice.
Like I remember like Black Ops 2, like I was on every day with them, like scrimming.
There was no Pro League. Ops 2.
But
that's
still, 2 games. How many Pro League games does a team play the most in a week?
Fair.
Like
maybe,
what?
Maybe 6.
6.
Push.
So I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Like teams used to scrim for 3-4 hours, and now they're trying to get by substituting 1 or 2 games in there.
Yeah. It's weird.
I think it's
that Money 8's vibe. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I get it. Obviously, you want to play.
I understand it. People want to get off and like not
play scrim,
but why
like
don't
scrim
right on they just scrim each other for money?
Full team
like that, yeah.
Like, well, full team money, like money falls. Like, I don't like that. To me, that makes more sense than saying, "Hey, let's get 8 players, shuffle them around, and play for money."
I think it's like a combination of the teams switching like crazy, and then I think it's also like that teams just don't scrim as much as they used to.
Yeah, I agree with that opinion. Which means I lose. Which means you win.
Which I think you could even like they can stream like scrim off stream. If they wanted to as well.
See, that makes the most sense to me.
Right.
Like you keep some stuff hidden for an event. Like it makes sense. Admittedly, there isn't that much stuff you can keep hidden in COD because it's COD.
Yeah.
It's like shoot people, they die.
Well, it's like CS, they don't stream their scrims because they just don't want to show like their strats or whatnot. And that community actually doesn't like tons of events like on top of each other.
They hate
events.
Yeah, which is hilarious. So funny.
Like they love online play. Give us more events. Right, they love online play. They love the leagues.
Yep.
And then they're like, oh well, like there shouldn't be an event every because it doesn't let the game.
Give us like a couple of masters a year and we're good.
Right, because it's like okay, one strategy that works like for this quarter. Like then people figure out how to like build around it, make a new one, whatnot.
It's funny, isn't it? Really. Like it's
and when the tournaments are so like back to back to back to back to back, it doesn't let that new strategy like develop. That's kind of like why they hate it.
Right.
But we've seen like a little bit of a shift in strategy in COD, like in between events.
A little, but I feel like if it was stretched, you'd see like an even bigger. Because especially with the game being patched too. Like CS gets patched, but like.
Well, COD gets updated.
It gets updated a lot more frequently, I feel. So the game like literally changes. Like you go from like the first event to like the second event. It's massive, massive change. Anyway, that concludes today's Quickscope.
Yep.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed them. Today's been a fun show, man. Like we done some weird stuff.
Yeah.
The fail videos were on point. Ultimate Duo was legendary. I know 15 states apparently, which is good.
Yep.
Good stuff.
It's 6:30 now. What do you want to get into
Still
next?
more stuff. We have 2 more things to do. We have the ESWC preview. ESWC Esports World Cup is going to be this weekend. A couple of the best teams in Call of Duty are going to be out there. And as well as that, we've got Pro League preview and recap from some of the games that happened yesterday. There weren't that many. There was only 4 games yesterday, I believe. So not really too much to recap on that, but we'll fill you in case you missed it. And then at 7 p.m., myself and the wonderful Max, Max, is going to be casting. It's going to be a good time. So we're going to quick commercial break. When we return, talking all things Esports World Cup.